new technology can translate human brainwaves into text with minimal errors. Just today, our author says, I was thinking how cool it would be to reply to a text message just by thinking out the reply. I kid you not. While this is not the aim or intended purpose of the research covered here, I imagine it may be a reality one day as well. Now, we already know that the AI in our homes can do that. Tom Hale by ILF Science says, a new project has created a brain-computer interface that can translate brain waves into text. While there are a few caveats to the research and there's still plenty of fine-tuning to do, the system can currently translate neural activity into text with error rates as low as only 3%, not far off a professional-level speech transcription. In the not-too-distant future, the mind-reading technology could be developed to help people who are unable to speak, such as those with locked-in syndrome. Reported in the journal Nature Neuroscience, researchers from the University of California, San Francisco, trained a group of artificial neural networks, a set of algorithms modeled on human brain function, to associate neural signals with text sentences. The researchers gathered 4 people with pre-existing intracranial electrodes inside the skull that monitor seizure electrical activity in the brain, and had them read sentences aloud while their neural activity was recorded. The network then used this information to learn what neural activity is likely to be related to features of speech, such as vowels or consonants. It also looked to understand what types of words were likely to follow on from one another, and how sentences are structured. After some training, it was able to deliver some fairly reliable transcriptions of neural activity with an error rate of just 3%. Although it can currently only handle a single sentences with a set of 250-word vocabulary, that low error rate is impressive considering that professional-level speech transcription is around 5% error rate. There are some blunders, however. When the participant said aloud the sentence, "Those musicians harmonize marvelously," that was the sentence, the machine thought the neural activity meant the spinach was a famous singer. So obviously it has nothing to do with what the sentence aloud said. Now, the neural activity was totally different. The sentence, "Those thieves stole 30 jewels," was misinterpreted as "which theater shows Mother Goose?" And "the woman is holding a broom" was confused for the slightly sinister "the little is giggling." The system currently relies on participants to read aloud the sentences, which hampers its ability to help disabled people with speech difficulties. The researchers hope to develop their research by ironing out the errors, as well as expanding its ability to equate neural activity with the structures of language. However, for the time being, the researchers say it will be some time before the technology is razor sharp and able to function as a viable speech prosthesis. Although we should like the decoder to learn and exploit the regularities of the language, it remains to show how many data would be required to expand from our tiny languages to a more general form of English, the researchers said. This was from Tom Hale, IFL Science, Unbended Reality. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.